Well, there's still a lot of speculation about just what exactly was behind this coup attempt, but you have to remember that for Turkey, I mean, this is a country with a cultural history of regime change via coup attempts. And the question, of course, going forward is, this coup attempt, no, it wasn't successful, but will there be more of them? Over the last decade or so, Mr. Erdogan has made a major crackdown on those within the military that might be seen to oppose his particular sets of policies. And the question, of course, going forward is, are there going to be further acts like this in the future from the military? Well, right now for President Erdogan, he's essentially told people to stay out on the streets to continue supporting him in the wake of this coup attempt. But for him as well, he's going to have to start solidifying his position with political parties, opposition parties. He's also going to have to do some major cleaning up with international actors as well, including the United States, including the EU, and certainly with Russia as well. At the end of the day, Turkey is the bridge between East and West. Turkey is dependent on to stem the flow of migrants coming from Syria, from Iraq, and half a dozen other countries that are in distress in the Middle East. They're also counted upon to stop the flow of jihadis, both back and forth from Syria to Europe, from Europe to the Middle East. And at the end of the day as well, Europe says they need Turkey. So in terms of impacting relations with the West, certainly there's going to be some discomfort. There's been discomfort over the last several years as Mr. Erdogan's policies became more and more stringent in terms of democracy. So the big question going forward is, how big is this crackdown really going to be? Right now we've seen about 6,000 people arrested. But if he stops now, the question of course is, can the democratic process really be restarted here in Turkey? But if he were to continue, and if he were to include members of legitimate political parties, we could certainly see this situation getting very, very dark very, very fast.